Hi, my name is Hannah Tiffin, and I will be discussing the first case. And it's going to be talking about the problem between Australia Cricket Association and Cricket Australia. So basically, on March 24th, 2018, Australian cricketer Cameron Bancroft was caught tampering with the cricket ball, and he used sandpaper to do this. However, both the captain, Steve Smith, and the vice captain, David Warner, had both been involved as well. After being caught and punished, the Australian Cricketers Association felt that this punishment by Cricket Australia was too harsh. And basically, the punishment was Steve and Cameron were fined for their entrance fees. And then once they found out that David Warner was also involved, he was suspended since he didn't confess at the front. So the underlying mutual interest between these two organizations is that they strive to gain trust in the game of cricket. I believe that they both want to have fair punishment for this problem. Like I said, after the game, Cameron Bancroft and Steve Smith both confessed to tampering with the game. And this showed that they knew they were going to get punished somehow, and they felt bad about what they had done. Otherwise, they wouldn't have confessed. And I also think this is a huge part of these two organizations is the fans that support them and come to the games to watch and buy their stuff and all of that. And so I think they both want to strive to make their fans happy and to gain that trust back that they lost whenever when the guys tampered with the game. And when solving this problem, there are some communication techniques that they can use, and I think that both of them need to have organization-wide communication within the individual Cricket Australia and the individual Australian Cricketers Association. I think that they need to find the root of the problem within both organizations by asking questions and finding the accurate answers, because you don't want to have rumors going around the organization or between the two organizations. And then after finding the answers, I think that the heads of the organization should meet up and talk about what they think the new guidelines and rules of punishment should be moving forward. But whenever discussing this, both organizations are going to have to compromise and be willing to give a little to be able to find a solution to this problem. And then some negotiation to use when resolving this conflict. And negotiation is all about compromise, I think. And so not every party is going to get what they want or exactly what they want. If new rules are laid out and new guidelines are laid out for punishments, I think that they need to be very detailed so the players know what to expect whenever they mess up or tamper with the game. And I think that whenever these new rules are made out, that they should sign a contract, both of the organizations, so that they know what is going to be upheld whenever something wrong is done. And then factors that need to be managed while solving this conflict is going to be just like dominant personalities and people who are pretty hard-headed. They are going to have to be able to open up and compromise and communicate with the rest of the team within the organization. And both organizations are going to need to be optimistic that they're going to find a solution to the problem, and they have to talk and they have to communicate. And I think this whole issue is just lack of communication and they could have solved this from the get-go whenever they were punished. They could have just communicated. Australian Cricketers Association could have communicated with Cricket Australia to and tell them how they felt about the whole situation, and a whole different outcome could have came out of this instead of these two organizations having conflict. But in the end, I think that just talking it out between these two organizations is going to be key in finding a solution. But I do think that they'll be able to find a solution sometime in the future. Thank you.